Last year, two-time Monster Energy Supercross champ Ryan Villapoto came to Vegas, dominated the inaugural Monster Energy Cup, and took home the Monster Million. Ryan Dungey finished second to the millionaire Villapoto, but he just wrapped up the 2012 Motocross Championship. Does he have $1 million worth of momentum? How hard would you push it to become a millionaire? Where is your limit when $1 million is on the line? The greatest daredevils in motorsports are set to bang bars for big bucks. The cash is on the line. Let's drop the gate. It's the Monster Energy Cup from Vegas. It's presented live on Speed by GoPro. Welcome live inside Sam Boyd Stadium. It's a progressive pre-race show. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So good to be back with you as we're racing dirt bikes once again live on Speed and $1 million on the line here at the Monster Energy Cup. What a big night here in Vegas we have in store for you. Let's show you how the night's gonna break down. Of course, it's all about those three races. If you can win all three 10-lap events, you will take home that $1 million. There's also some great amateur racing, and you're going to see it all live here tonight. Well, of course, with $1 million on the line, the riders, boy, are they ever pumped up for this one.
Everything's big. The energy's big, the money's big. You know, there's a lot on the line. You know, there is no points on the line. It's all or nothing.
It's really your checkers or wreckers kind of weekend.
$1 million at stake, 3 races. It's huge. It's not a typical race for us, so it's not anything that we're used to.
And it's fun for us to go race in Las Vegas.
250 guys, 450 guys, every guy's racing against each other.
You know, the track being hybrid, bike setup being different, the prize money, just the one-off event.
The split start and the joker lane's gonna make things interesting.
And once in a lifetime performance.
I mean, at the end of the day, you just don't know who's gonna win.
After months away from the stadiums, the world's fastest two-wheeled riders are going bar to bar with $1 million on the line. Our team is back and ready for a full night of Supercross from Sam Boyd Stadium. Ralph, Jeff, Ricky, and Aaron are ready to bring you Speed's live coverage of the Monster Energy Cup.
Welcome back inside Sam Boyd Stadium, the progressive pre-race show underway live here on Speed. Hey, don't forget to join the live conversation around the Monster Energy Cup tonight and the quest for that Monster Million. You can follow along on Twitter with the hashtag MECOnSpeed and like the Moto Racing on Speed Facebook page for updates, expert analysis, and all kinds of behind-the-scenes access from right here in Vegas. Of course, with such a big event, we have an even bigger crew. We've added Miss Monster Energy Supercross, Diana Dahlgren, to help us out tonight with the social media stuff.
Thank you so much, Ralph. That's right, we're here tonight, we're hanging out, and we're also on Twitter. We want to see the blast, the fun times you're having at home, rocking out on that couch. We want to see it. If you're wearing t-shirts, you're wearing your Supercross gear, if you're on a horse riding Supercross gear, we want to see it. Make sure you take a photo. If you have questions, make sure you hashtag MECOnSpeed. Send it on over to us, and you can get a chance to be featured on our live broadcast tonight. We're going to take it back to you, Ralph.
All right, Diana, thanks. There's a good look at all the action down on the strip, but I guarantee you it's going to be wilder here inside Sam Boyd Stadium tonight. You know, we always have a poll question for you when we do our live broadcast here on Speed. Tonight, it's which part of the track is more interesting to you? We've got 3 new sections. There's twin starts, a joker lane, and what we're calling the Tala Vega turn. Let us know. Send your words to speed.com or supercrossonline.com and let us know what you think is the most interesting portion of the racetrack here tonight. Well, I can't tell you how good it is to be shoulder to shoulder with my old buddy the Fro again here tonight as we get ready to go racing with some dirt bikes here tonight. You know, the Monster Energy Cup is a big deal, and it started last year with the inaugural. Jeff, how different is the second year from the first year?
Well, it's quite a bit different, like you guys are going to see with the track. There's been a lot of refinements. Also, we have a grip of healthy riders, and so the field is stacked. We've got this unbelievable field of the amateur all-stars plus the super mini class, which is going to be really exciting. And I can tell you, Monster Energy had that pit party rocking today, and they have all these different disciplines of motorsports, all the vehicles that they sponsor, trucks out there, freestyle riders doing their thing. This event has been, the excitement has been off the charts here tonight, and we haven't even started the racing yet.
I thought the lights in front of us were hot until those just went off. Man, that singed the back there. Well, Aaron, one guy who'd like to see those fireworks going off when he crosses over the finish line jump tonight, maybe winning $1 million for the second time, is Ryan Villapoto.
That's right, Ralph. Things are heating up real fast down here with the fireworks. And I'm with the two-time Supercross champion, Ryan Villapoto, who returns to racing for the very first time since injury. Ryan, it's been a long, hard road to recovery for you. Are you 100% healthy lining up tonight's start gate?
Yeah, you know, I feel really good. Knee's good, everything's good. Obviously, we're here to kind of get a feel where we're at, but you know, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't 100%.
Last year, you walked away with that Monster Million, and you had a perfect night. What is it going to take to defend that Monster Cup title?
I think it's going to take 3, obviously, good motos, 3 good starts, but there's definitely things playing into tonight that's going to make it a little bit harder with this Joker lane. You know, with this, it's not our typical racing, so you may see an unexpected winner, but, you know, who knows? We'll see.
Great to see you back racing, and the fans are happy, Ralph.
Well, of course, we couldn't do this broadcast without our buddy the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Ricky Carmichael, whipping it up for the fans. He's the guy that designed the track that we're going to be racing on tonight. He wanted to go show the folks how you ride this place. He'll be back up here in the booth with us soon as we get ready for the Monster Energy Cup live on Speed.
The most unique Supercross track ever created sits inside, outside, and around Sam Boyd Stadium. How will 22 riders handle the Ricky Carmichael designed track with a potential $1 million on the line? Find out when the twin starting gates drop and the world's best Supercross riders twist the throttle and race for the checkered flag.
You're watching Monster Energy Cup live on Speed.
Boy, speaking of the fun here at the Progressive Pre-Row Show, things are wild inside Sam Boyd Stadium as the pyro is going off big time as we get in to the beginning of the Monster Energy Cup. Well, you know, we've already got our first twit pick of the night. You heard Miss Monster Energy Supercross, Diana Dahlgren, ask if you've got a picture of yourself riding a horse in your moto gear. Well, they answered you. Moo Moo 824. Even the family horse is ready for the Monster Energy Cup.
Dude, you know that thing has a lot of horsepower too, right?
You didn't go there, did you? Already that early in the night? All right, well, let's take a look at the Kawasaki track map, bro.
Well, I'm telling you, this is one special track that my buddy Ricky Carmichael designed. It's going to be exciting for the fans, and it all begins with this split start, okay? It's going to be interesting because there are 22 gates, 11 on each side. You're going to come 278 feet down in the stadium, then now an additional 300 feet, that's like 200 football fields, down to the Toyota hole shot. Then you're going to get to the first rhythm section. It's already had some casualties here today. A very fast sand section into the Talladega turn. 34-degree banking, double down over the finish line. A very technical rhythm section. These are not your regular 3-footers. These things are bumped up. Gonna hit the first triple jump. Then they changed this section. This little chicane's not in there. There's a double jump. The riders are gonna go wide open out of Sam Boyd Stadium, make a left down by the starting line into the tightest section of the track. This is where you can really make up some time by being smooth, carrying your momentum down back into the stadium. Now the Joker lane. See on the left, you have to take that lane at least once in the main event. And let's take it on board with Ricky.
All right, here we go. I had a chance to ride the track last night with the best guys in the world of the 2012 Monster Energy Cup track that I designed. And here's your first turn, turning right over a fun little double. Pretty tricky section here. You triple onto this little tabletop. Some guys are going off of that and then doubling into the corner here. You turn left. Really cool sand roller section. I was jumping through it. Some guys are kind of keeping the front end light, just bouncing over into the Talladega turn. A lot of passing going to be happening right there into the finish line. awesome finish line. These guys are going to be getting crazy on it. Into a right-hand 180 into a rhythm lane. A couple guys doing some things different. Triple, triple, triple. I was going double, double, just having a little fun into another 180. And you could go triple as a 3-foot, 5-foot, 3-foot into a big triple right there. And then a big high-speed double into Thunder Alley. And then you cross back across the starting line. You guys can see right here on your left, there's a starting gate into a left-hand corner. A double right there, into a 180. Okay, you gotta make this 180, little double there, turn right, there's a lap for you.
That was great seeing the goat on his bike, but you should have seen him getting changed right over here just about 30 seconds ago. Unbelievable how fast he was throwing that stuff off and on. You know, we heard what Jeff thinks of the track, what Ricky thinks of the track. Here's what the riders who are going to be racing tonight think of the circuit.
I like the track, actually. It's, you know, I mean, I think it helps the fact that I haven't been at the racetrack in gear in 8 months, but I really enjoy that it's different, you know, when you've been doing it since, you know, 98. It's fun to come out here and see some, you know, some new parts of the racetrack that where we go up into the stands. The jumps are a little bigger and gnarlier, so it's a fun racetrack, actually.
Our normal Vegas race when we come here is longer and I think a little faster. So with the split start, it's going to play a little bit of a factor. We have to split it up at least once and then basically just kind of see where people come into the stadium at, you know, and then go from there.
I'm excited. This kind of track is seems to suit my style a little bit. I like the big jumps. You know, everything seems to flow really well, and I don't know. I'm excited to get out there and try it out and see what it's like.
Track's got a good flow to it. You know, obviously, you know, just kind of getting comfortable right off the bat. But everything seems pretty basic. You know, I think the racing's going to be really close, and there's a few things that they're throwing at us to make things tough as well. With the whole shot being a split start, and also the Joker lane. So there's a lot of options on the track, and it's going to be a tough one tonight, but I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's so great Ricky hustled to get ready, but it sure would have been nice if you could have got your shoes on there.
Yeah, hey, I forgot everything but that, but I came up here in my full kit. So
so what do you think about the track?
Well, it was awesome. Let me tell you, this track has really turned out good. We worked really, really hard on it, got some awesome aspects of it. I can't wait to watch these guys race tonight. It's going to be epic.
Jeff, what do you think?
Well, I think the start's going to be the unknown. That split start, which side's going to be quicker, because they've had a chance to ride the track, get the rhythm down, go through the Joker lane once, but nobody's done the split start, so we're about to find out.
Well, hopefully our next commercial break is going to be a little bit longer so he can get his shoes on. Woo, can you believe that?
Come on, see?
Man. All right, the night is progressing. We're going to have a lot of fun here live on Speed with the Monster Energy Cup. We hope you're ready for it. We're going after a Monster Million here tonight from Vegas. There's last year's Monster Millionaire, Ryan Villapoto, two-time Monster Energy Cup Supercross, or Monster Energy Supercross champion, I should say. Being introduced to the crowd just a little bit ago as pre-race continues here as you're watching the Progressive Pre-Race Show live on Speed from Sam Boyd Stadium. Crowd filing in, pre-race show starting to wind down. The pyro is done. You can see the track officials making their way out as we get ready to go racing. Now, just a few minutes ago, our Aaron Bates came up with a guy who finished second a year ago, but he's got a full season under his belt on that KTM, and he's ready to go for the win. Ryan Dungey.
Ryan Dungey is the last rider to take home a title, and when he came into the Monster Energy Cup last season, he only had 2 weeks on a brand new team and a brand new bike, and you still managed to take home that runner-up position. But Ryan, coming back, how much more prepared are you after a year of fine-tuning?
Well, after a whole year, last year was a great position to be in, you know, 2 weeks on the bike. Runner-up wasn't bad, you know, that wins what we want, but a whole year of, we got outdoor testing, we got Supercross testing now, and you know, just we got a good direction coming into this race. So the last 2 weeks have been great. Practice went really well today, so looking forward to getting out there in the mains and putting 3 solid motos together.
The momentum is in your court. Good luck tonight.
3 races mean 3 shots at a whole shot. Tonight is the Toyota whole shot. If you get the whole shot all 3 starts, you can win yourself a Toyota truck. Here's what the riders think of their chances of pulling that off tonight.
Yeah, the split start is definitely something really unique to us racers. I've actually never done it personally. It's tricky because, you know, most of the starts actually turn left at the races during the year, and which makes sense because your brake is on your right-hand side, so you can kind of run it a little bit deeper.
Obviously, it's 2 different starts, which is going to be unique in itself, something different. They got a truck up for if you get all 3 hole shots, you win a truck. So a little incentive there for sure to get the truck and get all 3 starts.
Well, it's something different. I've done a similar situation before at a Supercross a couple years ago, but this one is obviously a lot more high speed. So that makes it a little more sketchy and really got to be on your toes.
And there is the truck sitting down at the bottom of the Talladega turn. It's basically 2 football fields once they drop the gate to the line for the Toyota hole shot. You're going to have to get all 3 tonight if you want to take that Toyota home with you from Vegas. Getting closer to the start tonight. Stay with us live on Speed.
3 10-lap main events. $1 million. The start gate will be full of former champions, including 2012 Lights champs Eli Tomac and Justin Barcia, and 2-time Supercross titleist Ryan Villopoto.
I'm Ryan Villopoto, and you're watching the Monster Energy Cup live on Speed.
Here on Speed. That's a look at all the fun we had at our Speed booth over in the pit area. Boy, was it a good time all afternoon long here at Sam Boyd Stadium. As you're watching us live on the Progressive Pre-Race Show as we get ready for the Monster Energy Cup to get underway. There's a look from our boom cam sweeping down over the Talladega turn. That's just one of the special features we have for you here tonight. We use an Olympic scoring system, 3 main events, those dual starts. Once during each 10-lap race, you're going to have to take that Joker lane, and maybe we'll see a big pass made on that Talladega turn, all 34 degrees of banking. Well, as you can see, some riders taking the siding lap. That means we're getting close to the start of this thing. All right, what do you think? RC, you ready?
Well, I tell you what, guys, the anticipation of the split start is what I cannot wait to see. I think it's going to be awesome. I just, words cannot describe it. I'm ready for the racing to start to see that. And then, of course, the Joker lane. It's just going to be awesome to really see, and I'm ready to watch. It's about to happen.
Yeah, that first group that's out on the siding lap right now, they're for the last man standing race, Jeff. There's 4 spots left in our 10 races, or 10 lap races coming up. 4 of those guys are going to come out of here. Let's talk about that Joker lane. When would you take it?
Well, you really don't want to give up any track positions at the beginning of the race when the pack is close, because it'll be tougher. You know, you have to pass more guys. So it seems like the strategy would be to go later on in the race. But you definitely need to have your mechanic or somebody there. You start getting up in the laps and you haven't gone through there. I mean, if you don't go through, you get docked 5 positions, you know, at the end of the race. So it's going to be interesting. There's all these variables. We really don't know how any of this stuff is going to shake out. But the track is in great condition. Sun's gone down. The moisture's come up. Ricky, great job on the track. I wish I had a chance to ride it, but I didn't. I just talk about it.
He ran out of talent, guys.
Oh, wow. It is early on in the evening, and already we're at it. Hope you guys are having fun. We're wrapping up our Progressive Pre-Race Show. They're back from the siding lap. Last man standing. We drop the gate live when we come back. See you then. It is race time now in Vegas. Pre-race show in the books. There are the Monster Girls and Miss Ashley Fisher right there in the middle, the young blonde on the right. She is Miss Monster Energy Cup for 2012. Congratulations, Ashley. Welcome to the show. Crowd's ready, so are we. Hope you are. We are ready for last man standing. And Jeff, final 4 spots. This is a qualifying race, the only one we're going to see. Everything else is a main event from here.
Yeah, but this is going to be the first time that we get to see how all of these elements of the track work out. But you're right. This is it. Final 4 spots. There's going to be a lot of bar banging, a lot of positions getting swapped around in this one.
Let's take a look at that poll question one more time. We've talked about some of the different unique aspects that RC built into the track. We want to know which one you think is most interesting, the twin starts, the Joker lane, or that Talladega turn. Log on to speed.com or supercrossonline.com and let us know what you think. That's the look from on top of the Talladega turn. Well, just before we drop the first gate of the night, here's Aaron Bates.
Defending two-time Arena Cross champion Tyler Bowers is lining up with this LCQ, and he said not a lot of seat time. He did not race one time this summer, and he's lining up on a brand new bike, stock Kawasaki at that he has never ridden. He said he's feeling pretty rusty, but he's going for it. A lot of incentive on the line, guys.
All right, Aaron, that 68 you see there is Tyler Bowers.
And the guy is a champion in the Arena Cross series, so, I mean, it's to show you how tough these guys are. You know.
Yeah, but Tyler got shaken up a little bit last night on that triple on in that rhythm section at the press conference last night. He went down pretty hard, so maybe he's feeling some effects from that little get-off that he had.
Yeah, normally we have a press day only twice during the Supercross season. Once at Anaheim in the season opener, once right here at Vegas just before the season finale, and now we do it at night, which is very different for the Monster Energy. So you're seeing these two different start areas, but the gap, as you can see from here, Ricky, is huge from one side to the other.
I think it's 220 feet. And Jeff, you went down there and actually looked at it. Tell everyone at home how the technology behind it.
Yeah, well, we're going to have a little report on, in-depth report on that later on tonight, but it's pretty cool how they came up with the ability to have a split start. I was walking it, checking it out this morning. I'm like, wait, how are they going to drop the gate? Right? How's this going to happen? So a lot of, inventions happening here. A lot of technology. Is pretty cool.
Creative minds.
There you go, producing from the booth again, trying to tell us.
Sorry.
Let's go. Hey, last man standing. No LCQ.
No LCQ. LMS. There's your two starts. You ready to go racing? Here we go from Vegas. Now watch as they funnel into the stadium. Here they come from both sides. Hang on.
Pretty even, guys. Pretty even. Left side got the whole shot.
Now, Stedelijk gets that one, but of course this will not count towards the 3 for the Toyota truck later.
That's right.
Uh-oh, look at that. Already getting to the inside right there.
We see it all the time. This last man standing, they ride a wide bike in this race.
A little slippery.
Fun to watch.
Problems there for Jeff Alessi on the 89 as they sweep through the Talladega turn.
Yeah, now watch. You come down off the finish line jump. There's an inside berm and an outside. In this rhythm section, Ricky, those are steep.
Yeah,
technical.
Yeah, they sure are. And I'm going to tell you, timing is of the essence. These 450s have so much power. Really, really easy to over-jump it. And you sure don't want to under-jump it, because if you come up short and case it, you're going over the handlebars.
Point is, too, in the Monster Energy Cup class, you can run whatever you want.
Yeah, 450, 250, anything in between, all of it.
Now remember, in this race, too, as we watch the 981 out front, Austin Politelli, you don't have to go to the Joker.
No, you don't. We're going to eliminate that from the last man standing, last chance qualifier here. These guys just need to get down to business and get on it.
Top 4 are going to go. Right now, that's Bowers, who has the final spot. Close is one out of it in 5th on the 84, so Chris has got to get on the move.
Yeah, track really good right now. I just got done with the opening ceremonies, and this is probably the best it will be all night. You guys can see on the TV screen how nice it's watered and everything just really coming together there. Yeah, awesome double right there for that finish line. Has a really nice landing.
What's the sensation coming down off of the banking of that Talladega?
You know what? You come down with a lot of speed, and that little double before the finish line, you know, coming down, like you said, from the Talladega curve, you got to be on your game because it has a little bit of a kicker to it. And if you don't time it right, kind of, you know, kick your back end up.
89, that's Jeff Alessi. The FMF JT racing machine.
Yeah, you can see those guys ducking right there, the roost. I mean, well, they're probably going 65, 70 miles an hour there in a short distance. That's how fast these bikes accelerate. And, you know, they're just getting pelted. Come back in here, a little S section.
Let's go back and take a look at the start here, Fro, and how the first double gate drop worked.
Yeah, watch, you've got the side from the left coming in here, you got this one coming here, and let's see just how close it is. Looked like the left side got there just a little bit earlier than that Swanepoel, but, I mean, we're talking by a wheel length?
That's right.
Not much, pretty even.
Working out pretty good.
Boy, Alessi almost went over that berm turn, though, and could have landed in the lap of the guys on the other side.
Almost don't count. Almost don't. That's right.
Might happen before the night's over.
It could happen.
Howell right now sits in 5th. Of course, that's not good enough. You got to be in the top 4. Politelli, Swanepoel, Alessi, and now Belos has moved himself into 4th.
Yeah, we see these guys right here battling it out. No really reason for them to do anything silly. They're in a transfer spot. They just need to keep their cool, make it into the main. They don't have any pressure from behind for someone trying to get by them for the transfer position. So.
Alessi's brother, Mike, is one guy who's definitely thinking about winning those 3-hole shots.
Yeah, watch this right here. I believe that's Tyler Bowers. More trouble.
Yep, that's
managed to keep the bike up, and then he hits those tough blocks, takes the front wheel out. And actually, when he crashed last night, it was in the lane right next to him in the exact same spot.
And that's how he fell out of the top 4.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you how important it is to ride as hard as you can in practice, so you don't have to subject yourself to the last man standing race. Because as we say, anything can happen in these races. You can be plenty fast enough, but you can.
There's another one down.
Oh,
And that's the 84
Blows.
who had a transfer. There goes a couple of riders by.
Yeah,
and he can't
Schmidt.
get the KTM started. Here he comes.
Oh,
He
what
was
a
in
bummer.
the final transfer position for Mob Syndicate KTM. Oh, he's going to be kicking himself for that one.
On the last lap.
Wow.
That's why they call it the last man stand, or the last man on 2 wheels, right?
Right.
What lap counts, Jeff?
The last one.
Yeah.
Only got to lead the last one.
That's right.
Just like Politelli's doing right now.
Politelli riding pretty good.
Yeah, nice little lead he's got going. Takes a look back. You can see Swanepoel and Alessi back there. Blows, unfortunately, not in the 4th place position. It says at the top of the screen, he's down.
Austin Politelli, that Hammer Nutrition Unit back rider, on his way to a checkered flag, our first one of the night.
He's going to feel good right here. Qualifying didn't go as he planned, but he certainly knew how to race this event.
He's got a shot at $1 million. 3 races coming up. He's going to the mains. Politelli, Swanepoel, Alessi, and Howell.
Oh, I think if you're...
They will fill out the gates. All right, the first race of the night is done.
And we'll be right back.
The Monster Energy Cup class, full gates for the first shot. 10 laps. Got to win this one if you want a shot at the million. That's when we come back.
The pre-race festivities are just about over. The world's fastest Supercross riders are headed to the Twin Starts. Kawasaki's Ryan Villopoto, Honda's Justin Barcia, and KTM's Ryan Dungey lead the field when Speed's live coverage of the Monster Energy Cup rolls on. No championship points. No long, drawn-out battle for supremacy. It comes down to 3 10-lap races. 22 motorcycles line up on the start gate. The best riders in the world are here. 2-time Supercross champions Ryan Villopoto and Chad Reed. Current Motocross champs Ryan Dungey and Blake Baggett. Reigning Lights champions Justin Barcia and Eli Tomac. The Monster Energy Cup starts live on Speed from Las Vegas.
That's what they're racing for, $1 million. Fans here at Sandboy Stadium ready to see who's going to be the guy with a shot at it, because of course you got to win all 3. And they're going to have that first 10-lap main as soon as the guys make their way back to the gate. Now, a few riders already out of it. Blake Baggett, arm injury during practice. Kevin Windham, just to the right of us over here in the big suites, watching from up top with his wife. He suffered a slight concussion. He's out. tough break, two of the biggest names.
Yeah, two of the riders that we're definitely looking forward to see ride this event. But I tell you what, we've got a lot of exciting riders on the line this year.
This is one rider everybody was anxious to see too, Chad Reed, the two-time Monster Energy Supercross champion. Had that horrific wreck at the Dallas Supercross, one of the best seasons he'd had going. Fell out of the championship chase, now he's back ready to go. How ready is he to go racing?
The million isn't the, really honestly isn't the draw card for us. I want to go racing. I'm excited to be here, and I'm not where I need to be. If this was Anaheim and I was feeling this way, I'd be a little nervous. But we are in October and we've still got quite a few months to go. So not where I need to be as far as where I left off in Dallas, but not sure that I'd want to be there at this point in the season anyway. So we're making steps in the right direction, and I think that we'll be. For the most part, I think we'll challenge for race wins this weekend. But to win 3 races is going to be tough for everyone, I think.
Well, the opening round of the 2013 Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FAM World Championship season will be live on Speed from Anaheim for Saturday night in January. That's what Chad was talking about, but we're going to drop the gate on the first of those 3 10-lappers right after this. The energy is coming up inside Sam Boyd Stadium because they know the first of those 3 10-lap races is up. This will be our first look at the Joker Lane in action. We're going to see how that's going to play out. And of course, you got to figure out which gate you're going to go with. And Jeff, the gate pick tonight is going to be crucial.
Yeah, but they're already lined up. You see the odd finishes run the left side, the evens, and that was from qualifying. So the odds on the left now are Dungey, Tomac, Canada, Grant, and then Villapoto, Barsha, Weimer, Reed, Brayton. Those guys are all on the right. So you got a group of riders on one side, group on the other, and then it'll change as the night goes on. There'll be a different, kind of set of rules for each individual main.
That's right. They want each guy to switch. Not be able to start on the same side every time.
And that start is outside of the stadium. That's where you see the riders here, including Villapoto and Dungey, or I should say Barsha on that 51. Here's the keys of the race, bro. You're Rocky Mountain ATV MC.
It's just another way to say get the whole shot.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I mean, hey, it's going to be important. It's going to be important, but also to be in front, and then when to use the Joker lane.
Okay. Everyone's been asking me when I think you should use the Joker lane. You got to do it late in the race because if you pull in early, you give up too much track position, and as you're trying to catch up, there's going to be guys in your way. So that's my deal. That's what I think the right thing is.
All right, here we go. You got to win this one if you want a shot at $1 million.
That's right. A lot of guys on the line, Jeff, as you said. First race is back. The defending champion, Chad Reed.
The fastest qualifier, Ryan Dungey. Both qualifying.
How hard would you push it for $1 million? What's your limit? We're about to find out what it is for these guys.
I go all in. That's me, though.
Gate drop coming up. Oh, we had a malfunction on the gate.
Uh-oh.
Not sure what the call is. Yellow flag. Yellow goes to red. The race is over. Now, Jeff, you took a look at this system, and they built a lot of things into it to make sure what we just saw didn't happen.
Yeah, basically there's an electronically activated guillotine type thing that hits, the mechanism that drops the gate. They assured me that they have tested it hundreds of times. Now there's a backup system, a manual system that they may have to get into. Okay, but Ricky, think about it. These guys right here were sitting there smoking the clutch. The guys on the right gate. What does that do to the clutch on the bike? And how much time, will they have enough time for those clutches to cool off to where that is going to be good for the next, for the restart?
Yeah, I do. I think it'll slow down, cool off. Without a doubt, and it's not like they were sitting there for 5 minutes with the thing wide open and the clutch pulled in and the bike in gear, for sure. But we were talking about this, like what would happen? But they do have a manual way to fix this.
It's a pretty,
think about it.
Sophisticated.
There we go.
System, and we actually have Erin Bates back there. She's going to show us how this thing was designed to work.
That's right, you guys. You're taking a look at this new device that happened to be flawless up until right this point. But there are two guillotines, and this is what you're seeing right here. There's one at each start gate. They're divided 220 feet apart. What happens is the chain is attached and it trips a mechanical device. This weight right here is 125 pounds. And when it actually comes down, it releases right here one of these cords, and this drops, which means both gates will drop simultaneously. However, there is a backup plan. You're going to take a look right here. There is a cable that runs all 220 feet in between. You're taking a look at the AMA official right now who is turning the T-bar handle, which will also drop both gates simultaneously. Like I said, they've already done this 100 times over, and it has been flawless. They didn't think tonight that they'd have to use Plan B.
Well, 101 is the problem, I guess.
That's right.
Yeah, it'd be
That's
good
like
to know what
anything,
sort of
yeah.
indication of what happened that time, right? Because they assured me that it was rock solid, but hey.
All I know is I'm glad I wasn't in charge of the gate design and how it falls.
I think it just adds some drama to this,
Well, of course.
thing. I mean,
And listen.
It's not that big of a deal.
No.
At the end of the day, they'll get it fixed and it's going to work out fine.
The guys at Feld Motorsports always put together a fantastic
That's right.
show. This is the longest separation in history that we've been able to think of two gates. It's a very unique thing, and it just adds to the intrigue of the Monster Energy Cup.
Interesting. These guys are ready to go. All right.
All right.
hey, the fans are standing on their feet around the whole stadium. Place is almost sold out. It's crazy. Like the anticipation for this.
Well, hopefully it'll work right this time. Won't have an issue.
All right.
Just to show you how well they have it figured out. They're
right.
all ready to go. All set.
Right.
We're ready.
All right.
Look at this guy. He's ready.
There he is. Came here to have some fun, watch some Monster Energy Cup Supercross.
There is the man, Villapoto. Took that million a year ago on that #1. Two-time Supercross champ. Last year's Monster Energy Cup champ. You can see all the titles and wins that he has.
Jeff, you can see Villapoto there. He's got one leg up. He wouldn't pass the Jeff Himmick starting class, would he?
It looks like he's going to start with his left foot, which is where you shift the bike.
On the peg. Would you agree
I don't
with that?
recommend that, but that's
Why not?
I like to keep the weight
How many-
balanced down, but you never know. He may
How
put
many
his foot down before
Supercross
the start.
titles does he have?
2.
How many do you have?
1.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's
Okay.
one more than I got.
All right.
Here we go.
It's like Dungey and Weimer there first.
Oh, you saw it was Villapoto that went through the tuck blocks, and it's Josh Grant first into the corner.
Villapoto totally aggressive there, coming into the that first right-hander. It looks like he might have had problems with that double, or at least getting some drive for that next rhythm section.
You saw Politelli had trouble early on. Up and around the Talladega corner we go.
How about Josh Grant? Back on that JGR Toyota Yamaha, starting it off right.
And he's got the first Toyota hole shot of the night. He gets 2 more, he gets that truck.
I like that line Josh Grant took in the inside there. Not very many people taking that. Oh, look at him.
He's feeling good. I talked to Josh Grant yesterday. He is ready to go.
He fits this
Whoa,
bike a lot better
something
than
just
what he did
happened.
last year.
Dungey lost some speed. Weimer's off the track. Something
Barsha
happened.
way off the track.
Wow.
on the
Barsha,
pushing
sorry.
line.
Something happened to Dungey going back up Monster Alley, and that allowed, he slowed for just a second, like maybe he got a rock in his brake or something. He did not jump out of the stadium with much speed.
Okay, now that first lap is in the books. Joker lane is open.
Check out this replay. You want to talk about how slick this is. Look at 51. Bam Bam. Check him out. Roasting the tire. That is an awesome shot right there.
He had so
How
much
slick that
speed, he was not going to
concrete is.
make
Yeah, that was
turn
awesome.
it off.
He was halfway back to the strip that far out. All right, into the Talladega corner.
Look at the race here for the lead. This is 4 riders. Well, pretty close. And the lap time's a 109 for Grant, 108.5 for Villapoto.
You've got to win this. You can't sit back. It's a 10-lap sprint, and here comes Villapoto. He goes around Grant. Last year's winner makes the big move.
And I I just got word when we came up through here last time, it looked like Dungey might have reached down something on his bike, not sure, but certainly has everything dialed in right now on that KTM.
Rick, did you see Dungey ducking from the roost?
I'm telling you, that roost, when I rode the press conference yesterday, that roost is killing me. You're going so fast. They got the track water just right. And that thing, those things are coming at you like 100 miles an hour, it feels like. You can see the track getting a little hard packed right there. You can see that it's getting a little greasy and shiny.
Well, don't forget, Villopoto is coming back from a massive injury as well, rehabbing a knee injury.
Yeah, I mean, every report I've heard about his riding is that he has been on point, just really picked up right where he left off. Now, the interesting thing right here is you're watching Josh Grant on that white, well, it was supposed to be an all-white Yamaha. They changed back to a blue front fender, but and Dungey on that orange KTM. Is that a year ago, this was Dungey's first ride on the KTM, and what a difference it's made. He was your fastest qualifier here today.
There he goes for second, Jeff.
He's on fire. Now, last year, he couldn't run with Villopoto, okay? Something just happened again to Dungey right there.
Yes, it did.
Same thing.
And when are they going to take this joker
Whoa,
lane?
what just happened, though?
I don't, he's obviously, look at Bam Bam.
Oh,
let it begin.
Has it?
Here it's big. It's well, it's Bam Bam coming in. Yeah, something's wrong.
Dungey landed off the triple, didn't have really enough speed to make that little double, and then he reached down like, it's almost like something happened with the shifter, or it's going to be interesting because what I was going to say is he's fired up. He looks as fast as ever, as strong as ever, out to make a point, and now he's got his work cut out for him.
Mechanical issues as Bam Bam moves his way to second. Marshall on that run. Grant had a little bit of a problem.
Grant having a little issue too, looking down by his foot pads as well. I don't know what's happening with these guys. Machines.
Let's see if Barsha can reel in Villopoto. Now remember, they still have to take the joker lane.
Watch right here. Let's see. This is that same section where Dungey came through. He's reaching down, something with his boot or
clutch maybe, I don't know. It looked like he was reaching in by
it looked like over that triple that he held his left foot up, possibly. Wow, this is really weird. Well, he is laying it all on the line right now, I'm telling you. This is going to be really frustrating, and it's interesting that it's the same spot. Now, I don't know whether it's the air time that he gets on the triple, Ricky, that it gives him time to fiddle with it, that he doesn't have that anywhere else.
Or maybe his shifter's messed up, right? And he's trying to shift it into third gear
for the fast section.
For the fast section, because you can see in the tight stuff, he really doesn't mess it up. Joker lane.
Yep. Now you will see on the board, scrolling across the top of the screen, as that battle continues between Dungey and Grant, it will light up on that rider's name when they have taken the joker lane.
Hey, if Dungey is, okay, there he goes by Grant. If he is trying to reach down with his left hand over the triple and shift, not this time.
Here's the top 10.
He's pretty revved out, though. He was on the limiter coming through there.
Oh, you can see his shifter. You can see his shifter.
Watch right here. He's reaching down to the shifter.
Yeah. I see on the
look how far down his neck is against the handlebars. He should be out there on the freestyle jumps next year.
Realize, folks, he is eye level with the people in the second deck of the grandstands when he goes over that triple jump and then stretches out to adjust that shifter. Meanwhile, here's Villopoto up front, has not taken the joker lane yet.
I think he's going with the RC strategy. Well, it's his, obviously, but I think he's going to obviously go late. You don't want to give up that track position early, because what happens is then you got to try to fight back through all these riders that you're faster than, and you just subject yourself to having issues. So I think he's making the right move here. He's going to have a nice little lead to do it.
Well, the best move is that his fastest lap, a 107.6, fastest lap of the day on this track. Barsha at a 108.1.
Just an update, we talked about Chad Reed. He's running in 5th. Eli Tomac sitting there in 6th. Just give me an idea where some of the biggest names are. Brayton back in 8th.
Well, Villopoto, like I said, every report that I heard is that it wasn't a week or two back on the bike, and he was amazing. And He looks.
This guy is unbelievable.
I mean, he just had a nice little break.
I mean, hey, recharge the batteries. I think you never like to see anything like that happen to anybody, but man, he's probably so recharged, fresh, and I mean, look at it. He hasn't missed a beat.
Barsha 4.4 seconds behind in second place.
I actually, and I told you guys, I picked one of these young guys to win a segment this weekend here, and it could be Barsha. Really liking what I'm seeing from him.
Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah, he just, I don't know, he's looking like he's gelling really good with the 450. There's double deuce.
Well, Villapoto just a lap ago had a bad one. It was up around a 112, but now he's back down to a 108. Had the fastest time a lap ago. Chad Reed was the fastest rider on the track. So Reed's got some speed. Set himself back a little bit here off the start, but we'll see. We've got 3 more laps to go in this Cup class main #1, but it's pretty strong.
And how about Eli Tomac?
All right, when are these guys going to take the Joker lane? I hope they don't forget to take it, Jeff.
Oh, no. You know, it's possible that with that... Oh, there's someone else. That looks like...
oh, it's Tomac on the 17 charging through. Now Villapoto's got to go through. Barsha's got to go through. Villapoto has gone through. Here it is.
All right, Ricky, take it through us.
Here he goes. He doubles over that. Doubles over the big one. Oh. And then triples out.
Yeah, it goes to the inside right here.
Look at that inside. He did it pretty smooth. Looked a little bit better than Tomac did
Yeah,
there.
okay, so he's turning 107s. He just turned a 107.8 last lap around, which is the second fastest lap. He has the fastest lap also. And he did, like I mentioned, he turned to 112. So 5 second, about 5 second loss by taking the Joker.
Well, that's what we thought, right? Between 5 and 6 seconds. That's right.
Yeah, but he's got a 5 second lead and he's already taken the Joker
No,
lead.
right. No. But I'm just saying that proves it is going to be about 5 to 6 seconds.
I mean, this guy is really impressing me right now. Ryan Villapoto coming off a blowed out ACL.
Twice in the same meet.
And wow.
Right?
I mean, this is just, it doesn't look like he's missed a beat. I mean, he's in a league of his own right now.
You know, I talked to his trainer, Alden Baker, about it, and he said it's interesting. He said your knee actually has a little bit of play in it, and then when they go back in after an injury like that, they can tighten it back up. He said the knee that was injured actually is tighter and sturdier than his good knee.
One to go.
Now, Mike Alessi took a shot through the Joker lane and went with it the way his crew said.
There he goes on the Talladega turn.
We had a little technical difficulty with that audio. We'll try to get that to you in a minute.
Mike running 7th at the moment.
That is Mike on that number 800, the FMF back bike. Here's Mike. Listen to the radio.
To the Joker, he says.
Giving him the signal. Last lap, can you believe it? Villapoto picking up right where he left off.
Well, you know, and with the Monster Energy Supercross season just a couple of months away, this lets everybody know what's in store when we get to Anaheim.
It does. It's, I mean, I'm just speechless. The guy looks picture perfect. It looks like he knows exactly what the bike's going to do.
Checkered flag is awaiting. Ryan Villapoto takes race number 1. Here comes the battle behind him. Who's going to get there? Reed challenging Tomac. Barsha's going to take second.
Old versus the new right here. It's going to be close.
Coming down the Talladega turn, and it's going to be Tomac just in front of Reed as they follow Dungey across the line.
Well, I tell you what, for Dungey to get back up to 3rd with those issues that he's having, I think he's the fastest guy on the track. I do, and so we're going to see how this plays out. But
here's our progressive pass of the race,
which is going to be Villapoto right here, Ricky. This section,
triple, double, triple into the corner here, textbook style, and off he goes. I mean, the guy, unbelievable.
Well, race number 1 is in the books. Can Villapoto sweep all 3? Take another $1 million out of Vegas. Well, the first race of the 3 for the Monster Million is in the books, and Ryan Villapoto is a 3rd of the way taking another $1 million out of Sin City. Josh Grant, an unbelievably mechanically challenged but incredible riding. Ryan Dungey is going to try to have something to say about it when we go back to race number 2. Here's how they crossed the finish line jump. Behind Reed, that top 5 came Grant, Alessi, Jake Canada, Cunningham, and Justin Brayton. Well, Ryan joins us now from the victory podium area. Ryan Villapoto, are you sure you took time off to rehab a knee? Because, brother, you look as fast as we've ever seen you.
Yeah, the track's pretty good tonight. It was, what can I say? With a good start, it makes it pretty easy out there. But with the two guys up on the podium now, it's going to be a tough 2 motos coming up.
Ryan, what'd you think of the Joker lane? Were you planning to take it towards the later part of the race?
I think with the start I had and getting into the lead right away, and then try to pull that gap right away and get as much time as I can, because obviously we know that's slower. So. And then take it towards the end of the race. But obviously maybe with a bad start, it may be different.
Now, do you anticipate the start being different now? You're going to start from the left side. Looks like both sides have been pretty even, but what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we'll go look at it, but man, on the side of ours, the gate was pretty hard packed behind the gate, and so it's really gate selection is key right now. But we'll see coming in here. Yeah, I'll be going. Obviously with my right foot off the back brake, so we'll see how it comes into this first turn.
Okay, pal, well, let's go get back to the rig, talk to the crew, get ready for race number 2. See you in a bit.
Good job, man.
Thanks, guys.
Well, we got our first look at some of the amateurs when we come back. Some of the brightest talent on the way up. Welcome back to the Monster Energy Cup, presented live on Speed by our friends at GoPro. Man, it's been a great day. Freestyle was a big part of it. Some of the best names in the business were throwing down out there. Bilko, Nate Adams, Adam Jones, and Twitch thrilling the crowd. Of course, the Monster Energy Lounge was a spot to be hanging out in.
It was. See how...
Too bad we were all
working.
working.
You can just see, what a cool atmosphere. I was cruising the pits a couple times today, going back and forth to the rig, and pretty cool.
Well, we saw the issues that Ryan Dungey was having with his KTM. Aaron, any idea what the problem was?
Well, guys, first, what a remarkable finish for Ryan Dungey, finishing up in that 3rd place position, especially after experiencing those problems. But Ryan, it looked as though you were actually reaching down on the left-hand side to shift with your hand. Can you explain to us what was going on?
Well, the first lap, I hit a hay bale, and right off about the 3rd turn in, and I went over the jump. I went through a couple rhythms, but I think when I ran around the corner, it knocked it into first, and it was stuck, and I tried to shift. I couldn't find it, and I looked down, and my shift lever was just bent all the way over to the left. So I had to reach down and grab it with my hand and keep her in second. So I ran second the whole race. Had to rev her a little bit, salvage some positions, but these next 2 are going to be really important just for the overall, and just good starts. Same plan of attacks, but I'm glad we were able to at least get 3rd in that and keep us in contention.
Congratulations on such a commendable effort.
Now, he said a hay bale. That's the old school way of doing it. That's actually one of these now. It's a tough block.
Right. I find that weird how that happened. It's not the first time, anybody's hit a tough block, and they make those gear shifters extremely strong so they don't break. That is really out of character, but you know what? They're going to learn that and fix it before the championship starts come Anaheim time. So a little learning curve for them. They will fix that and get it rectified.
You see those tough blocks lined all the way around the racetrack. Super Mini's getting ready.
It could have been up there on the Talavega turn. There's a little bit of some wood up in there to kind of, build that up into the grandstand. So
While we wait for the Super Minis to get back, it hasn't been all bad news for the folks at KTM here this week. They made a big announcement, and everybody's anxious to see it come true.
I'm pleased to announce, after a long 5-year hiatus, the return of KTM Junior Supercross Challenge.
We always kind of had, from the last KJC event we always had this hope to bring it back. Our presence at Supercross to be a little more than just, the mini bike highlights. And with Ryan's success and joining the team and his success this summer, it really seemed like it was now a time to bring back the KJC program or the KTM Junior Supercross Challenge in a way that really complemented the brand.
It's something really cool that KTM, you know, for young kids with a dream, you know, to do stuff like that. It was really an amazing day.
And it's not just about watching little kids ride mini bikes, KTMs at supercrosses around the country. Here are the races, the 5 events they're going to do it at this year: Anaheim, Dallas, Atlanta, Indianapolis, and Vegas. Ryan Dungey in 1997 actually finished 3rd in a KTM junior race in Minneapolis, and here he is, a Monster Energy Supercross champion.
Yeah, so he had to be under 8 years old to be in that event, and that was the year I won the title. Ricky, that was your first pro year.
That was my rookie season, man. I don't know if I like hearing that.
But you guys know all about coming up through the amateur ranks.
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely important. I mean, that is the future of our. That is the future of our sport. You know, watching these young talents come up. We have to watch it here. The super mini riders. You guys watching this race is unbelievable how fast these kids go and how much talent they have. If you took a video of these, if you watch these guys right now and took a video, say when me and Jeff rode amateur, you would not believe the difference in style and how fast they are.
Yeah, and this track is mega for these kids. I mean, this track is big for them. A lot of, you know, challenges for them to make the doubles and all that sort of stuff, but these kids are talented.
Well, the Twit Picks keep coming in too. Folks having fun watching the Monster Energy Cup around the country. Look at this one. Just Racer. She's ready for some moto. Yes, she is. Love it. Maybe a future KTM junior rider right there.
That's cool. That's
Super
what it's
Mini,
all about.
Super Mini's going to be the first one.
Yeah, that's right.
She looks like she's looking at me, though. She's not looking.
So what a Super Mini is you have a 85cc motorcycle. And Super Mini that's a 100cc.
115,
yeah,
I believe
115,
now.
100.
Depends on who's building the engine.
Yeah, that's right. Emick had a 115. You're only supposed to run a 105 max. So I was always a 100.
Okay.
I had so that's what it is. The wheels are just a little bit bigger than a normal 85cc, and the Super Mini class is for the elite guys on mini bikes. This is the cup class, if you will, for
best kids in the
for
U.S.
mini bikes.
right here.
That's right. That's right.
Taking a look at some of the names as they scroll across the top of the screen. GoPro starting lineup. Takahashi, Harrison, Tristan Miller, Joey Crown, Sean Cantrell. A lot of folks to keep an eye on, including Brandon right here. Hartrandt ready to go. 14-year-old out of New Jersey. And if you run well at Loretta Lynn's, like he did, a lot of folks paying attention to you. Here they come into the stadium.
Oh, look how even that is, but it looks like the right side, the 214 is going to get the whole shot. That's
214 is Austin Faulkner. Remember, there is no joker lane with our amateurs as 3 riders pile in together here in this corner, including the 321 of Mark Worth.
Yeah, that was the 94, I believe.
Luke Perther.
Yeah,
and I believe that might have been Tristan Miller that he was hooked up with there in the the first turn, toward the whole shot area. So.
Takahashi missed the finish line. He actually clipped the double before it. Feet came off the foot pegs. Luckily, he saved. You could see him there. He went from 2nd to 4th.
Hayes on that 299 runs in 2nd right now.
Had a chance to watch Cantrell at Loretta Lynn's. Guys extremely well.
Sean's
Fun
on that
watch.
37. He runs in 4th. There he is.
6-lap race here.
Takahashi on the 7, we're right behind him.
Yeah, and if you notice that sound, I mean, these are 2-stroke engines, right?
That's right.
And, you know, once they jump up to the big bikes, they'll jump up to a 250cc 4-stroke. Now, there is a 150 4-stroke that races in this class here, but all I'm hearing is the 2-spokes out there revving it out at this point.
That's right, yeah. You ain't kidding.
Oh, coming up the
Takahashi
inside.
on Cantrell.
Got him. Oh, and down goes
takes
Cantrell.
down Cantrell.
Oh, when you're young, you just don't know. You try to turn down a little quick, right? Made a little mistake.
Three-time champ at Loretta's. Ricky, for some folks that maybe don't know what Loretta's is all about and the importance of what it means in the amateur ranks, I know that's when you and I first got to know each other.
That's right. Basically, Loretta Lynn's Amateur National is the biggest amateur national in the world, bar none. We all cut our teeth growing up through those, through that event. Everyone who has done anything has went through Loretta Lynn's, with the exception of Chad Reed. He's from a different country. And it's a great place to showcase your name and build yourself to maybe someday be on the main stage here at Supercross.
But Jeff, it's an interesting event too, because even on the backside of your career, where these guys are not anywhere near yet, Austin Faulkner out front leading here, you guys tend to go back and revisit your roots where it all began. I know you've been there. Ricky just went back this summer and won again.
Yeah, but it's a great event. But now that we have this Super Mini class here at the Monster Energy Cup, second year in a row, and we're going to see the Amateur All-Stars, which are going to be the best amateurs on 250Fs. This is a great place, great stage for these kids to really showcase their talents. And what we're seeing right now is some of the riders, Tristan Miller's starting to move up, and I believe that I got a little bit mixed up there earlier, the 35 and 53, because Miller's already up to third right now. And this race for the lead is definitely going to tighten up.
It's a good battle going right here. Up the Talladega corner they go. Jeremy Byrne on the 55.
That is a big double for these guys.
Oh yeah.
And it's not like you have a full-blown straightaway in front of it.
Well, and you didn't design the double that leads down off the turn very good. It looks like a flat takeoff. It's making it even tougher for these little guys.
When I designed this racetrack, I wasn't thinking of these poor guys. That's for sure.
That's Byrne on the 55. Here comes the 321. Mark Worth. And we also have been catching a glimpse of the 486 of Sexton, who's been running very good chase out of Illinois on his Yamaha, has moved himself up to 5th. 3 laps remaining in this one. We're going to see these guys race again before the night is over.
There's one of the 150s Jeff was talking about. You can hear it's a 150
four-stroke. That Honda making definitely a different sound here in these 2-strokes. All right, we got a rider off the track. Looks like he's all right, getting up. That's going to be just in that tight section.
One of the slowest sections, but that's the 77 machine of Roxnia.
There you go. And he was on the 150. That 150.
Yeah, and he was
Honda.
up inside the top 10.
Yeah, he was. 7th, I believe he was in.
Oh, okay, so he went over a little bit, maybe cased that little double, tried to stop at the top of the berm right there.
Another one here.
55.
On that very fast section.
Oh, he got so lucky.
Oh, that's Takahashi.
Takahashi.
Oh, man, he's had a tough start.
On the number 7 there.
Not so lucky this moto. The buddy's back up and going.
He is.
So that's going to have put Faulkner in the lead with Miller in second.
This is his hometown race, so you know he's wanting to put on a good ride.
Yeah, and right there in the 9th position also, you've got Robbie Wageman. Okay, that's the son of Russ Wageman. He was a very popular Yamaha privateer rider in Supercross way back in the 80s, second generation. He's got his bike inside the top 10. Another rider
trouble here. The 55 machine who's been running pretty good. That, of course, is Byrne that we were talking about out of Oak Hills, California.
Man, these kids don't want to finish in the top 5.
They don't. Yeah, these guys.
Well, Faulkner wants to win it, and Austin's doing a great job. He's going to have 1 lap to go.
Wow.
There it is, the white flag. Hey, they come down. You're right. That little double down is pretty flat. They get a little bounce, and then they just hammer the throttle.
That's got to be wide open for him to do that, you know?
Yep. Well, you've been on the track, okay? And so, how do you think it looks at this?
I was on a 450, not on a 100cc bike.
Look at that. They're revving it out just to make that little double.
I just love watching this young talent, these kids riding. They go so fast, and they're so small. And I just get this feeling when I watch them ride. It's just so cool. I could watch them all day. I just can appreciate it, you know. And it's just unbelievable.
If you notice right
like,
there,
wow, it's so cool to see how fast they're going.
You notice the Super Minis and later on the Amateur All-Stars, they will not have to take the Joker lane. And the way that you designed that sand section, the Joker lane with those massive jumps in there, these little guys get swallowed up.
They can handle it.
Look at the rhythm set. I would not have done that at this age. That would have been massive, but times change it.
Well, and Austin went through it pretty easy. Here he comes.
Yeah, you couldn't do it on wooden wheels anyway.
Yeah, square ones at that.
Yeah. Checkered flag. Austin Faulkner, he's a winner. Super Mini race number 1.
Riding up to second, Tristan Miller's going to come across the line 6 seconds behind Faulkner.
Yep, then Sexton and Worth. First of our amateur races in the books. We got a lot more for you coming live from Vegas. Stay with us. One of the big things, one of the most highly anticipated things that took place here this weekend at the Monster Energy Cup was an announcement that came from Ricky Carmichael and Carey Hart.
The conversation with me and Ricky go way back to before Anaheim 1 of last year. I mean, we were talking last November, kind of got this ball rolling, and there was a lot of work, a lot of preparation that went into it. And, you know, this was just the right time. And the way all the planets aligned, you know, me and Ricky, you know, we got together, and it just made sense. And I have just such a respect level for Ricky. You know, I mean, me and him go way back, and I've known him for a really long time. And, I mean, he's one of the most prestigious guys in the pits. I mean, he's had the most amazing career. And even post-career, he's still very involved with developing that Suzuki, getting that bike working well, and it's just a perfect match.
So Ricky Carmichael and Carey Hart are a team. It's RCH. You've won championships and races as a rider. Now you're going to do it as a team owner.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this, and I've always had this vision in my mind, and like Carey said, it came at a perfect time. It really did, and I met him a long time ago when he was racing out of the back of his van. It was actually my rookie year. And then I watched what he did for freestyle motocross, and this as a businessman in itself. He had a great foundation with his team. I was able to bring the Suzuki support over, and he's a winner in his own way, and so am I. And I'm like, this is perfect. We got both ends of the spectrum covered marketing-wise, and we have you know, every demographic you could ever want. And it's going to be fun. It's a long-term deal. Got to really thank Suzuki as well. They stepped in and made it happen along with our other sponsors. It's going to be a fun journey, without a doubt, and would love nothing more than to win as a team owner.
And we'll see Brock Tickle on the bike and another rider to be named later when we get to Anaheim in January. All right, bikes are on the track behind us. That means we're getting ready to drop the gate again. We'll have it for you live on Speed after this.
While the most accomplished dirt bike riders in the world are holding the attention on the main stage, the world's fastest amateurs take to the track when Speed's live coverage of the Monster Energy Cup continues from Las Vegas.
I'm Adam Santarulo, and you're watching the Monster Energy Cup live on Speed.
Fans enjoying themselves here in Vegas, having a good time. Everybody got in town on Thursday. Press conference was Friday. It's been a busy weekend here. Folks cheering for Bam Bam. We'll be seeing him racing a little bit. But we're going to have some more amateurs coming up for you in a moment. Let's check in with Aaron.
Thank you, Ralph. Well, I found 3 X Games gold medalists, freestyle guys at that, Mr. Matt Biden, Adam Jones, and Taka Higashino. But you guys are part of the Nuclear Cowboys Tour that starts up in January. How exciting, and what can fans expect out of this upcoming season?
We're all really pumped, you know, when we heard they were going to do a 4th year of Nuclear Cowboys, you know, all us guys got super excited about it. It's such a fun event for us to ride, and the shows are great, and we have such positive feedback from the fans that, you know, it's something we look forward to all year. So, I mean, anybody that's got one coming close to them, you can just expect a great show with humongous tricks and, you know, a pretty gnarly caliber of riders.
You can expect it's going to be exciting, but thank you guys so much for joining us here as freestyle motocross riders supporting the racers here tonight at the Monster Energy Cup.
Well, you know, Aaron, it's a show that you just absolutely have to see to believe. And the Nuclear Cowboys are going back out on the road. Here's a look at the schedule. Hopefully a stop near you.
Yeah, and they have been absolutely packing the house at each of these stops. Look at that.
Kansas City, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, San Antonio, Auburn, Tampa, Atlanta, New Orleans, New Jersey, Ontario, Houston. Get ready. The Nuclear Cowboys are coming to you. You'll see them starting in January of 2013. Well, we showed you the Super Minis. We have another group of amateurs for you. the Amateur All-Stars. And one of the biggest and brightest names in this group tonight is riding that Kawasaki number 92. He is a colorful character, Adam Cianciarulo.
Yeah, actually there was nobody in my family that grew up in racing motocross, and I actually saw Jeremy McGrath on TV racing Supercross and kind of got me into it and was able to get a bike for my 3rd birthday, and basically it's just translated into all of this.
We rode this summer together. You know, pretty much every day that I was riding, he was there. So it's good. It's a good relationship. I think he's ready for it. He's ready for the big bike, and you know, I think we'll see out here. I've seen him on a Supercross track with outdoor suspension, and it goes well for him. So you know, I don't think he'll have any problem.
It's really not what he tells me that I learn the most from. It's just watching him, watching his attitude, watching his day in and day out. And you know, he comes back, he has a bad race. It's you know, focused right back on working hard and getting better. He doesn't dwell on, you know, losing or dwell on winning. He never gets complacent with his attitude. He's always focused on going forward, and he's always scared to lose, and that's what I admire the most about him and definitely learn the most. It's a great way to celebrate my birthday, basically the biggest race of the year for me. So yeah, I'm excited. I had my birthday party yesterday. I actually went from my birthday party straight to the press conference, so that was pretty cool, and hopefully I can make my birthday a memorable one.
Jeff, one of the biggest personalities in the sport these days. He's young man. He really shines.
Yeah, he's pretty well spoken for his age. He's great personality, great talent. He's really comfortable with everyone. But you know, you win so much at this young age, the expectations become so high.
Yeah, they do. I mean, you listen to him, you never think he's only 15 as well as he talks. And I'll tell you what, the sky is the limit for him. We've been watching him for a while. I've sat there at some of the amateur races and just doesn't watch it on TV.
Well, he just mentioned that birthday actually turned 16 this weekend. So.
Well, lots of other talented kids on this line. I mean, there's these kids I've seen years and years riding the amateur circuit, so he's going to have a lot of competition here tonight. This is his first race on this 250F.
Here we go, Amateur All-Star. Storming into the stadium, oh, one rider down hard. The 175 out front is Cooper Webb.
Cooper Webb is one of those standout kids here. He is awesome. Oh, and he makes a big mistake in the rhythm section.
Boy, did he ever. So it problems for the 67 Anthony Rodriguez.
Love this age, Ricky. These kids, they've got some talent, they've got some experience, but this is a big step for these guys to be riding on this track. Look at this, tripling through the section.
And Shane McElreath has the lead, or McElreath, I should say.
You know, you watch these guys, and it's just unbelievable how talented they are. And this is what we're going to be able to watch in a year or so. Every single Supercross race. It's just...
Yeah, the next step from here would be to Supercross lights.
Right. You know, it was unbelievable that.
Okay,
look at this replay.
Watch this start here. They're getting
on the inside. Okay, you can see Cianciarulo coming over, and he hits his back wheel. Oh, and then he stands up, and then hits a tough block. See him.
Zach went down
he went down against the pavement, but he didn't hit anything. He slid to a stop. This is that second turn as Rodriguez just clips the back of Webb. And was that the 7?
No, he was 7. Nick Gaines hit the back of Gaines going in there, and you know, Gaines just turned a little bit quicker than Rodriguez anticipated.
McElreath continues to lead.
Well, he's got the full backing here. Troy Lee, this team, of course, they have a standout team in Monster Energy Supercross in the lights class. So they're grooming this young rider here to step onto that team and join us for the main show.
That's right. Looking pretty good here. I'll tell you what, Cianciarulo is 4th right now, 6 seconds back. He only got 6 laps. If he's going to want to win this thing, he's going to have to get after it.
There he comes, inside on the 556 of Kiesel. Gets it done. Adams the 3rd.
Hey, that burn's starting to get blown out at the top there, Ricky. Not much there to hold him.
It is. You're going to see these guys starting to roll a little bit more through the center of the corner as the night goes on. See Cincerillo here. See what kind of work he can do to catch up to the guys.
Yeah, and you got Jordan Smith. He's actually riding Geico Factory Connection Honda. Another one of those riders possibly getting room to jump up to the big bike.
With more on Jordan, here's Eric.
Well, as you guys said, he's riding for that Geico Honda team. When I spoke with him earlier, he said he's a little bit anxious, but he's been training at the MTF facility. He said he's 100% confident coming in. He feels mentally prepared to stay cool, calm, and collected.
Well, that's the Millsaps training facility down there in Georgia.
Look at that, launching to the outside, but he's got a lot of ground to make up here.
Well, setting in third right now, Webb second, Gelrith out front with a 2.5 second lead. It's about another 2.5 seconds back to Cincerillo here. Look at the lap times these kids are turning. 110's been the best one I see here. 110's pretty quick.
Yeah. You know, the track is getting beat up compared to what the Cup guys were turning.
One of the toughest things for these young riders is dealing with the pressures to perform and to move forward. How do you do that?
Well, it's tough because, you know, everybody who is somebody is here watching from the factories. You're racing in front of, what's the crowd tonight? 45,000 people, something like that. I don't know. I mean, it's a packed house. Well, and you want to do good and showcase yourself. And at the same time, when you do that, you don't want to fall down because you're riding too hard. So it's tough.
Smith to the inside, trying a different sequence. The Kiesel nailing the triples through there. I mean, the skills, the Supercross skills that they have at this age are amazing because majority of the riding that these kids would race on is the more traditional outdoor motocross style track. But of course, Supercross is such a big part of our sport, and so they're you know, riding these types of jumps more and more. But still, it's like, I mean, they've watched all the races that we call on TV over and over.
Keys on the 556 and a great battle here. Boy, it's a good one with Smith in the block here.
They kept it pretty clean through there too.
Yeah, it was. These guys they're still learning.
Yeah, I'm not sure me or Ricky would have been that nice.
Adam Cianciarulo goes down.
Got a little anxious right there.
Gotta give yourself a shot. He's gonna drop back down.
Put him behind Rodriguez. So
six would be about sixth. Yeah. Let's take a look at it.
All right. Camera guys are on it. Watch right here is coming down with that fast 300-foot straightaway. Oh, tucks the front end a little bit. It's got a little aggressive.
There you go.
Not much more you can say on that.
No. I mean, it just happens so fast, you know.
One more lap to go.
How about this?
Shane's on his way.
Shane looking good, man. Looks like he's
certainly bright.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Troy Lee Designs, Lucas Oil Honda back rider.
Well, what's great and what's different about our sport now from, let's say, back in the 80s when I came through the ranks is that the amateur racing and the pro racing is so much more connected. That there's not a massive gap between amateur and pro. There's a nice blend to help groom these kids to come up and be our stars of the future.
Well, opportunities to race on events like this one are helping that happen. Here he comes. Shane McElroy takes the win.
Pretty smooth ride right there. Cooper Webb coming across in second.
And Adam Cianciarulo looks like he's going to finish in sixth. He'll have another shot. The amateur all-stars coming back to the gates.
1 10-lap race down, 2 to go. Speed's live coverage of the Monster Energy Cup continues from Las Vegas right after the break.